Hey everyone, this is Frankie Chapo with Remax North San Antonio, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about Canva. This is a great graphic design tool, much like Trello, which I showed in one of my earlier posts or earlier emails, depending on how you're seeing this video. But Canva is a little bit more well known. However, I'm not sure if everyone knows about it or has used it before. What's great about Canva, free tool, mostly free. There are a few things you can use that do cost $1 here or there, but I've been using it probably about 6 years now, and I have never paid for any of it. Don't tell Canva. All right, so the other great things about it, it once was only usable on a desktop, and now there is a mobile app and an iPad app, so you can use it on there are functions that are somewhat limited if you're using it on your mobile app or your iPad, but there's still a lot you can do. We are going to just work on the desktop app because I love all the options with that. And I'm going to show you what you can do with Canva. I'm sure you've seen some great graphics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're spending your social media hours. And you're like, wow, that's awesome. I wonder if some professional designer made that. Well, sometimes, yes, a professional graphic designer probably did make those graphics. But on occasion, Canva, someone used a tool such as Canva or Trello, or there are other tools out there, but Canva is probably the most well known. So how do we use Canva? We'll go to canva.com. You'll see at the top of my screen, Canva.com. What we are going to do is sign in. Here's the big part. Let's see if I remember my password, right? All right, let's just sign in with Facebook. If you're already logged into Facebook, you can just sign in with your Facebook profile. Or if you haven't logged in ever before, you will need to click the sign up screen and log in that way. All right, so you can see some of my graphics in here. Ignore those. We're going to start from scratch. So up top, it says create a design, and you'll see some of my frequently used designs. But if I press that more button over on the side, you'll see all the different designs that we can use. Facebook posts, Twitter posts. There's even letterheads and presentations, CD covers. I don't know how many people use that anymore, but just in case, posters, menus, event covers, and so on. Postcards, invitations. I've actually used a lot of these. If you have an Etsy shop, you can actually do an Etsy shop cover, a shop icon. What's great is what they've done is made sure that the size that you're selecting is exactly what you need. So if you need a YouTube channel art and you click on that, it's the perfect size for you to upload to YouTube. You won't have to play with it, make it smaller, crop it, anything like that. It is the perfect size. So we're going to go up to, I think, what is the most used one, and that is the square social media graphic is great because that's on Instagram a lot, and there's also the Facebook post. I like the square one because you can you can use it on Facebook or Instagram. So I'm just going to go, let's use that one. It's a little bit smaller pixel, so let's go ahead and use the Instagram post. Oh, and I should say, up at the top in the right-hand corner, you see use custom dimensions. So you can also use custom dimensions if you have a special card that you're making or a special size. Maybe you're making an ad for a newspaper and you know the exact dimensions. You can put that in. All right, let's click on Instagram post. All right, so you will see a bunch of different layout options. We do have a blank canvas in front of us, but over on the left-hand side, let me move my face here. On the left-hand side, you'll see all these other options. In the right-hand corner of all the layout options, you'll see free or nothing, or if you hover over the money sign. Free, again, means you don't pay anything. However, if you do sign up for a paid Canva account and you use, or if you use one of the paid for designs, they're usually just $1. So it can add up if you use a paid for design and then you use a paid for extra graphic or text or something like that. It can add up to $3 or $4 for your design. But again, very affordable. So if you look, we could easily take, you just scroll here, any of these. Let's see, people love quotes, so we could even take one of these quote ones. When you feel like quitting, think about why you started. What a great quote. Maybe you want to use it just as it is. Hopefully you're going to actually edit that because probably someone else has used it up there and you want to be a little bit original. But what is neat is this isn't just a graphic you're going to download from right here. You're going to click in it. Oh, this will let me move around. But if I click in it, I can highlight it and start typing something else. The quote I've just used recently. Let's just do home of the best agents. That's actually our office hashtag. So we could do something like that. The letters are a little far apart. So if I click this AA up here, that makes them not capitalized. But if I go over to spacing, I can bring the letters back together. I can bring the lines back together and so on. I can also click in there, highlight it. And over here, you see that I also can change the font. There's tons of fonts. I love all the fonts. If you use Canva, let me know what your favorite font is. I don't know. I love them all. I guess it depends what kind of graphic I'm making. But so many fun fonts, right? Let's just choose a different font. And then you can also over here change the size. Let's do that. And then next to changing the size, we can change the color. So let's say I want yellow. All right. So that's a way to change some of the graphic. What you can also now do is under layouts, we have elements over on the left-hand toolbar. And here we have free photos. Tons of stuff to use in there. So if I wanted to grab this photo, I could put that in. I can also make it the background. If you slide it over, it becomes the background. Let's grab a different free photo. So that changes it up. Let me get out of free photos. We'll get into grids in a minute. A frame, if you want to put an extra photo in there. So if I come in here, maybe I want my photo in the corner. Oh, let's use this little computer. We can grab that graphic. If you don't like the size of the graphic, you can click the corner and resize it. If you do that, you will have to add another photo. So under uploads, you can find more photos. So let's say I want to put in, I have a lot of my agents' photos in here. Looking for mine, but you know what? Let's just use Tabor. Whoops, grabbed the wrong image. Let's just use Robbie. Robbie, you're going in there. It's kind of an odd shaped frame for that, I guess, but I could move Robbie around. Robbie's one of our great agents, so let's put him in there. But you can see, so I can add that in. If I go back up to elements, and I could also take one of those photos and make it my background. So actually, let's go back to uploads. Drag in the baseball field, and that changes the background. Actually, let's drag Tony in since his photo kind of fits in there really nicely. All right, So if I go back up to my elements, that you saw was frames. We're going to X out of there. We also have shapes, if you want to add a different shape in. Lines. Illustrations. So let's say here, this is a, that's actually kind of funny, home of the best agents, and we're at home plate. So maybe I want to add in a baseball graphic. Type in baseball, and it will actually search all of the illustrations. And let's see, I could put that guy in there. I'm not going to put him in because I'd have to change the color. I could also put in this baseball up top. Maybe shrink it down. And I'm telling you right now, my graphic is not looking amazing, but you have the idea that you can go in and play with that. Okay. The computer is running a little slow because I have this program going on as well as the camera is recording. So it is running a little slow. Let's take this. I'm going to change this. It's bothering me that it doesn't look nice. Move it up a little. Actually, let me show you a great way to use shapes. So if I go back to this elements and shapes, right now it's a little hard to see that home of the best agents. I could come into the shapes, grab a box, and put it over home of the best agents. Now, right now we can't see home of the best agents, so I'm going to click arrange in the right hand corner and put it back. Click back again. There we go. We can see it, but hey, we lost some of the field. What are we going to do about that? We can actually hit the little gradient tool, transparency, over in the right hand corner. Bring that down. There we go. Makes it a little bit easier to see, right? Oops. Oh, I have a visitor. So I'm going to tell them to come back in a little bit. So we have that ball in there. That's part of the thing. One thing you guys might not realize, my office actually has huge windows around it. So people walk up to it and don't necessarily know that I'm recording a video. So we also have lines in here that we can add on. We have other illustrations, icons. Let's say it's similar to illustration. It's just another symbol that you can put in there. The icons, though, the difference between the illustrations and the icon, if I added one of those icons, I could actually click on it and change the color the same way I changed the text color. And then there are charts, which I haven't really played around with, but that is an easy way if you're trying to show maybe the medium house range in certain areas. If you're a real estate agent, you could go through and label those and change that chart up. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. I love Canva. We're going to kind of skip over that part, but those all say Canva on them. We don't really use those. But if you drag it in, I think we should change that. No, apparently I can't change the text in there. I never use those, but they're there, so I just wanted to show you. Under text, which is right below the elements, you'll see that we have a bunch of text options. So although this graphic already had text in it, we could have removed this text. Let's do that. I think Tony looks so funny in that little computer in the right-hand corner. I should have probably used a different frame. Doesn't really go with our baseball theme, does it? So let's say we like this one. We can click it and drag it over. Maybe you're making a happy birthday graphic or something like that. Drag it over. However, again, you can click in here. Home of the and then below I could put best agents once it pops up. So again, really easy tool. The last thing under there is background. So right now we have that picture as a background, but if we wanted to change it to a graphic, I can click on the different graphics. You can see if I took the picture away, I have to take away the picture box. You'll see that that background has changed. So that's more used if you have a blank image, but great, easy tool to use. I do want to show you my favorite thing that we can use in here. So I'm just going to kind of delete everything. And let's start with a blank canvas. This is mostly, this is what we do a lot for the real estate listings and if we have an open house. So I'll do a basic open house ad. But this is my favorite way to use Canva. So we're going to go back into, actually, instead of going into we'll go back into Elements. And we're going to click on the grids at the top, which is the one I skipped over earlier. And under grids, this is great. You see we have all these photo grids already in the perfect shape for the ad that we're doing or the graphic that we're doing. So I'm going to click on this 4. Actually, I like the one next to it, the 5 picture one. So now we need to fill that grid. We can go to our uploads. Let's say I have a listing that I want to put in there. Actually, let's use, this is a beautiful listing right now that Sandra Rangel has available. I'm going to use some of her photos. Rick Garza took the photos. Great job. There's a gorgeous photo of the front door. Actually, let's go back into Elements and use one where we can see that full front door. Then I come back in here. Look, how beautiful is that home? Okay, so I drag that one in. Let's grab a picture of the patio, which I think is gorgeous. Your kitchen with these big windows. And the bathroom, which also has some amazing windows for sunlight in there. Some natural sunlight, okay? Now I can click on the photo and move it around. I can make it bigger if I want to zoom in to certain aspects, but we're going to leave it like that for now. And then once we have that, we can go back into Elements. Actually, let's go into text. We had all of these graphics available for text. I'm going to keep scrolling down. And eventually we'll get to some of the other options. I do like these options, but the options I'm looking for have a little bit more behind. There they are. So we're going to grab one of these ones. Hopefully once it stops. Here we go. So let's grab, we can grab like this one. We'll put it right in the center. If you look, can you see really lightly? Hold on. There's the center line. It even helps you center when you put stuff in. I don't really like these colors, so I'm going to change the colors up. I'll do a blue and maybe, or a red for the side. Maybe a blue for the center. Let's go with white. I always like white. Okay, and then I'm going to double click in the center. I guess I could match it with the house a little bit if I was getting a little more creative. Let's say open house Friday 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, so you put your open house info in there. You could put the address and so on. I'm going to blow this up a little. I'm going to lengthen it. I can then also click on the text, highlight it. Let's make it bold. Let's make it smaller so it all fits in there. Oh, that's good. Let's even change the text. I don't really like the glue. Is that what it is? Glue sounds like fake glue, huh? Let's do some nicer text. And then there you will have it. Once it updates, you will have your graphic. So what can you do with it once you have your graphic? Make sure up in the top corner it says all, it says unsaved changes. In a minute it should say All changes are saved. That's what we want to see right there. And now you can click download. And for Facebook, for Instagram, you are going to want to download a PNG or the JPEG, but PNG is probably the best one. If you're printing it out, if it's a flyer, a card, a postcard, something like that, you will want to do the PDF. Standard or print. The difference between those two, if you do print, you can add crop marks and bleeds. What is a crop mark and bleed? If you're sending these to the printer and you want, for instance, right here, you see this white all the way around. This is not something with a bleed. If I wanted this blue to go all the way off the edge of the paper, I would have to add in crop marks and bleeds. And that is because when they go and they cut the paper, they'll cut it off so the color bleeds over the end. So that is why it says, do you want crop marks and bleeds? If you have a postcard that you want the color to go all the way to the end, you will want crop marks and bleeds. That's how you can send them the PDF. If you guys have any other questions about all this, feel free to message me, email me, call me. I'd love to hear from you. I want to know what else you want to talk about with real estate marketing, and I will share. I know I have had some requests to go through some Facebook advertising, so I will do some more specific videos or maybe even a live video with Facebook marketing soon. Take care, all. Have a great weekend or day, if it's the day and you're watching this, a weekday, and happy selling.